The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
What is going on, everyone? It's Greg here. Give me a 1 if you can hear me and see my screen. We'll get started. All right, one's coming in already. Awesome. So we already got questions. If you got questions, throw them in the box, and we'll get to them as they come in. And really quick, before I start answering questions, would everyone be interested in a series from me, kind of not re-going over some basics, but SEO's changed a little bit, kind of explaining, the main point here will be explaining when to do SEO certain ways. For example, like smaller affiliate sites, you can still just kind of pound them with PBNs, whereas, a large brand, you want to attack that with different types of SEO, and I'd kind of talk all about different types of SEO that you want to do for different reasons, and then also, just showing different ways to get links and in what situations you want to do it and all that type of stuff. Interest in that? Yes. Okay, and then at the end, what I plan on doing is showing simple, successful affiliate sites. So I'll show you just, I want to keep this simple, like stick to the basics. I'll show you an affiliate site, show you it's making money. I'll show you what keywords it's ranking for and the whole approach. Show you the SEO it's done for it, and I'd reveal like one of those a week. I might not be ready for a few months, but I just want to make sure the interest is there. It seems like it is. So, all right, cool. So that's in the works. Of course, I'll be available to you guys, and then I just want to make sure everyone was good with that. All right, so let's get to the questions. And I might show, I don't know if I can get my partners to let me, but a site that I plan to bring out to about 50 grand a month, affiliate site. So that would be like the big reel at the end. That's not a promise. I'll see what happens with that. But I definitely want to show at least some smaller ones and explain, differences in when you're using different types of SEO nowadays and how to get different types of links and focus more on what Google's looking for, which really is reverse sink or swim, but I'd go deeper in that. All right, so let me get the first batch of questions here, and we'll get rolling. All right, so from Daft here, why is it not a footprint to have most all of your PBNs under one or two registrars? Is it because the account holder is private since it involves financial information that's treated differently by ICANN, the website owner, name, address, etc.? It can be a footprint, Daft. If you got it under a big registrar like GoDaddy or an Enum, it's not necessarily going to be a footprint unless you start getting a lot of links. If you get like 100 links and they're all from GoDaddy, yeah, that's probably going to be a problem. But if you got 10 links and they're all from GoDaddy, I don't think that's enough for them to say, that's fishy. But usually when you get up near like 100 links, you're also working in other types of links. So you naturally have other registrars and stuff coming. You know what I mean? All right, I think my SEO agency inner city page got a penalty. It has been stuck on page 3 for keywords and even for domainname.com. Dash title text. I know I heard you say that penguin penalties will stick you on page 2 to 3. Is this the same for Panda? I'd love to know if I diagnosed that correctly. I don't get many Panda penalties just because I'm careful with that, so I'm not sure about that. More of the problems I've seen have come from Penguin, where you're over-optimized. But you could just be there. I don't know how old the site is, or how old your links are. A lot of times when you start linking, they'll stick you on page 2, 3 for a while, just kind of throw you off. So it depends on where that project is, what's been going on there. I have a question about exact match domains. I've seen a business that set up an EMD and then redirected their existing site to that and also built links to it to rank 1 for the term. Does this work the other way? For example, if it's linked to EMD to website, does this still carry the power of the EMD, or is it only if the EMD is the endpoint? Yeah, I've used stuff like that, Brian. It seems to definitely help. Because, it still sees as that website coming in. That's kind of like reverse sink or swim, using it that way. So, yeah, that can work. All right, for a long tail to rank, should I link in from my social sites as well as PBNs to the long tail? Because not that it's a bad thing. If I post from my brand site, that won't credit my long tail, will it? Should I link in? trying to understand this question there. I mean, for long tails, it depends on how long tail you're. I don't totally understand the question, but for long tails to rank, a lot of times that can be about on-page optimization with power, so you can do it that way, or kind of like more like a dumbed down on page with exact match anchor text to start, depending on how long tail it is. That's what's worked best for me. So it really depends. I mean, there's different ways to go about it where you can hit it with anchor text. Then just be a little more careful with the on page being exact everywhere. I just don't want people to overdo it. Or again, you can have the on page there and then just kind of power up that page. Like have your long tail and like an H1 or H2 tag, stuff like that. And then you power up the page for the whatever you're doing it around more basic terms, and that usually shoots it up. So, should I hold off on pointing a PBN to my brand site if I don't have a lot of social going to it yet? Yeah. Again, that's something that I want to clear up for people is doing, that's what this series will kind of be about. When you're doing SEO for a brand, it's different than doing SEO for other stuff. So I really want to get into that. I think that's one thing that we can really hit harder, is when to do different types of SEO. Like, if you're building a brand, you don't really want to use PBNs, at least at first. You want to, and again, I'll go into it on the series, but I mean, you want to do more. A lot of brands want content generation. You want that going. You want socials. You want. It's just a whole different aspect. It would take some videos for me to fully explain it. All right. So, long-time listener, but first question. Cool, Tyler. I have an affiliate site I want to grow and expand. I have a few number one rankings, and the site makes around $2,000 per month. Given the niche, I feel it has potential to make 10 times that, but in order to rank multiple pages that require PBNs on the same domain, means more hosting. Do you just justify the cost of extra hosting with the potential new revenue from the rankings? Absolutely. For example, getting a semi-competitive page number one, we will need about 10 to 15 PBNs, so around $15 to $75 per month in hosting per page on same domain. And if you can earn that back, if it's worth expanding, I'm trying to work out how to build a really big authority site. I'm having trouble justifying expanding on one site instead of using hosting. I think yes. Okay, so Tyler, that's a thing where I would explain different types of SEO. There's different levels of affiliate. So just a short version of what one of these videos would be about. A lot of like sniper affiliate sites, you're just going to throw PBNs at them, okay, and that's what works. Larger authority sites, you're more doing a mix of PBNs usually, and what I like to do is steal competitor links. So I'll go to the competitors that are ranking on page one. I'll show all this, and this will be part of the new video series, and just steal some of their links. And I always start with the ones that have relevance in them, in the title, in the URL. Because guys, I mean, you can work in. It depends what affiliate your space you're talking about, Tyler. You can work in forum links. You can work in blog comments. You can work in directory submissions. You can work in press releases. You can work in article. I mean, you can work in everything. I don't, when I'm doing this, I don't like just pound it with one thing. Like I'm not just going to go out and do, 50 directory submissions. I'm going to do it slowly. I'll do a few directory submissions. I'll do a few blog comments. I'll do a few forum stuff. I'll mix in some PBNs. So Tyler, when you start getting like into larger affiliate spaces or more competitive, look at your competitors, see where they're getting links, steal some of their links, and also mix in the PBN stuff, all right? That's going to also help you look natural. And again, if it's relevant, don't worry if it's follow or no follow. Just go out and get the links, And when you're stealing these links from competitors, pick ones that, again, have reverse sink or swim. They have keyword or niche-related stuff in the domain, title, URL, anything like that. All right, do you still not use .easy and just host? I have penalized PBN on Site 5. Are all PBNs on the same Site 5 count in danger of being penalized too? No, Noel. I don't use either of those, and those other sites shouldn't be in jeopardy as long as you don't have like a super small server. Again, the reason I don't use .easy or just host is, again, like all my sites that I hosted there got penalized somehow, like all at once. So there's some type of thing going on with these two hosts. I don't use them. But Site 5 I've used, I actually tried to set them up and I had a problem, so I never used them. But most hosts know that should not be a problem, or if you have one PBN that has a penalty, the rest, you should be fine, as long as you're on a big enough server. I just acquired a new domain from an auction broker. Only problem is it came from Network Solutions. There was a 60-day hold on it before I can transfer it back to another registrar. I'm stuck for 2 whole months without using it, or can I proceed building out a PBN on it? I mean, I don't use them, Sam. For me, I wait. But again, I have PBNs that are, ready to roll, so that doesn't really affect me. It's just my preference. I don't like Network Solutions. They've burned me a couple times, so I just don't use them. All right, I have a question about exact match domains. I've seen a business that set up an EMD. Okay, so we already went over that one. Yes, we went over that question. 1 second, guys. All right, get a new screenshot. All right, I have some pages on my SEO site in category services which are already indexed, but I don't want to have them there. They came with my SEO theme, which I purchased. They're about web development, email marketing, affiliate management, etc. But all for this type of services, I want to focus only on local SEO. Should I just rewrite to avoid duplicate contents, keep them for better ranking without an incoming link from my homepage or services, or just delete them? I would just delete them if it were me, Carol. When converting sites to AMP pages, do we want to convert the entire site or just the pages that are content related, like the blog? I've never really used AMP devs, so I'm not sure about that one. But when I ask a coach that's dealt more with AMP than me, I don't just want to throw you an answer to give you an answer. I haven't messed with AMP much. If I only do client SEO, how do I handle the on-page part if I don't do web design? You can hire that out, Terry. There's plenty of people in the group that do it. You can find people on freelancing sites. But, if you got a client paying you, use the first month to do your initial SEO and the web design. If they don't already have a site, it's just part of the investment. You pay someone else to do it, and that first month you get from the client, you're just putting into the web designs section. And really, if you're doing SEO and they need web design too, they should be paying you extra for that. So you can just take that money, give it to someone else, and have them do it. I understand the part about buying up keyword-rich domains for reverse sink or swim, but do we need to power them up? If so, how? I don't. I buy ones that are already powered. And again, this new series is kind of one of the many reasons I want to do this new series is you can find a lot of these links in non-PBN sites. Look at your competitor links and grab the most relevant stuff. I notice a lot of competition these days are just reverse engineering, ranking super simply off just having links from relevant domains. Like I was just to give you an example. I was looking at what was it? It was like kettlebell on it, kettlebell review or something. I don't know. I type in random terms and just look at stuff. Let me see if it was this one. You'll notice what I'm talking about when I do this. I think this is the one I was looking at. And you'll see this a lot. Not as much with affiliate, it's more local. Again, another reason I want to do this series. Because there's just a lot of things I want to nail down. So what do you see here? what do you see? I mean, they're ranking for this with 2 links, but what do you see? I mean, you see reverse sink or swim. They got the link they got is from this site right here, kettlebellcombatives.com. Okay, kettlebell in the title, and then what do you got here? You got kettlebell in the inner URL, kettlebell in the title, right? And then of course they also have keyword-rich anchor text. But you're just seeing more and more stuff like this where the links are coming from, reverse sink or swim stuff. And I'm seeing it more and more. You see it all the time in local affiliate. There's many reasons why you don't see it as much, but yeah, I mean this stuff is just popping up everywhere, and it's very important. And a lot of times you can analyze your competitor links and go and get links in the same places. Just look for stuff like this. Like if you're analyzing this, and there's only 2 here. Usually it's more for more competitive niches, but these are the type of links you want to go after. If you're going after kettlebell type stuff, this is what you want to look into. You want to go here and see if you can get a link because you got kettlebell in the domain, especially this one. Even if he didn't have it here, he has it in an inner URL. Even if he didn't have it there, he has it in the title. So that's the type of links you want to get when you're analyzing competitors where they have keywords in domain or inner URL or in title of those links that they're getting. And then go see how, is it possible for me to get a link in the same place? A little more manual work, but I mean, it works like crazy. What do I do with clients that don't have a WordPress site? Either you can get them to make changes for you, or you can convert the site, or you can hire someone again to make changes if you don't know how to do the platform. There's many different options. We're doing a press release for a client, and they'll be getting 500 backlinks from media sites. I'm concerned about over-optimization due to their anchor text. If we put in links in their sites from social properties all over their social pages, etc., will this help offset? There are no file links. I mean, if you're doing a press release, just don't do any keyword anchor text. Just do a branded link. Could we set up multiple HostGator accounts and put PBNs on them and link them back to the same money site? Is that safe? As long as they're on different IPs, different servers. Although I still, I like to. There's so many hosts out there that I don't like using the same host if I don't have to. Now, like in my case, I use a lot of different hosts, and I actually have like 2 or 3 HostGator accounts. But before if I'm linking to a money site, I'm going to go to my other host first. So if I use HostGator 1, right, then I'm going to go use different hosts. I'm not just going to go right to HostGator 2. Why even take that chance? So I'll go and I'll use Apollo. I'll go and I'll use FatCow. I'll go and I'll use Bluehost. I'll go and I'll use NetFirms. I'll go and I'll use a different host. And then maybe later I'll hit it with HostGator 2. That's fine. But I wouldn't just start like HostGator 1, HostGator 2, even though they're different servers, different IPs. Even though you might not have a problem doing that because it's such a big host, why even take that risk? Just mix it up as much as you can. If the keyword is in the domain, what should we stay away from for on-page optimization so you don't get an over-optimization penalty? It really depends on the length of the keyword and all that. And there's different stuff for different length keywords and all that. Any recommendation for onboard? And we go over that, Matthew, in the training. Any recommendations for onboarding new PBNs? I just bought 20. It took me 3 weeks just to build them out with hosting design, and that is with outsourced help. I mean, I buy them. I set up the name servers and and all that for them. Then I hand them to someone else, and they just kind of put them up and put up the dummy post for me. And it doesn't really take me that long, but I mean that's just my process. I do my own research. I buy them. When they come in, I'll organize them which host I want them to go to. I'll set the DNS for the person, then I'll just say, hey, all these sites are going on this host, these sites are going on this host, and they set them all up. What about clients that have websites like Wix.com? Again, same thing. If I don't know how to use it, I'll hire someone or tell them they need to make specific changes for me. My website is painfully very slow. What can I do to improve the speed? You can change host. That would be the simplest thing. And then from there, there's many other things. It depends on, I don't know why it's slow, but changing host would be the easiest option. On an older PBN, I sent 4 links from the same post to a single money site. Different but related LSI anchor text. Is this a problem? Should we be sending only one link per PBN to a given money site? You can send 4 links to the same money site. I mean, there's just usually I don't send links to the same location. So normally I wouldn't point like 4 links all to the home page. So if you got a PBN and you're linking out, link 1. Whoops. Link 1. Might go to like money1.com. Link 2 might go to money1.com/interpage1. And then link 3. I usually don't do more than 3 links. Not saying you can't, but I usually just don't. Might go to money1.com/interpage2. Okay, but I don't usually link out link 1 moneysite1.com, link 2 moneysite1.com, link 3 moneysite1.com. I'm sure that can help. I've never really tested with it too much, but I usually just stick to 1 link to 1 location. But that's something I've always meant to test with is seeing if you can put multiple links to the same exact location and see if maybe it does more for you for some reason from the same PBN. I've never really tested with it too much. So usually, like I said, I had it set up the way I did before. That's how I do it if I do multiple links. Do you set up an address for affiliate websites in Google Verify? No, not typically. For reverse sink or swim, keyword-rich domains, how much content do you recommend on a site build? PBN size? Thanks. Mix it up. Same as always. Just mix it up as much as you can. I've registered and hosted 2 PBNs with GoDaddy. And the cool thing, Sam, about what else talking about, competitor links, kind of using your competitor links. That's a good way to mix it up. You're working in links from other types of links. You work in no-file links. You work in links from sites that have tons of pages and are huge sites that might not even be WordPress sites. And then you can do your PBNs. You can, depending on what other type of links you have going to your site, you can do single post PBNs and you'll be totally fine. I mean, you're blending in. So, I mean, it really depends on what other type of links you're getting, and you just want to make sure you're mixed up. Have registered and hosted 2 PBNs with GoDaddy. They both have the same SOA record, email, or hostmaster email address. That's fine. Don't worry about SOA records. We don't use SEO hosting anymore. That's when that was important. Do you rank a website homepage if it's more of a blog page and doesn't have a lot of content to it? Absolutely. Although, if it's a niche where the homepage or the first page is filled with sites that have a lot of content, that I would be careful of trying to compete with, okay? But there is certain niches like photography and stuff like that where most of the sites ranking don't have much content. So just check your competitors and see how much content they have. If all the competitors on the first page have a lot more content than you, then you want to think about adding more content. I've registered and hosted 2 PBNs. Okay, we just answer that one. What's up, Daniel? Approximately how many affiliate sites do you have and how much income do you get per month from all of them? A lot and a lot. I'll put it that way. But again, you guys will probably see examples coming in a few months. I'm just going to do simple ClickBank examples. I want to keep it as simple as possible. Then maybe we'll progress throughout the year to more kind of progressive. We'll see what happens. You still recommend bolding the keywords in an article as part of SEO? I don't typically do it. I don't be unnatural. Do you have privacy set up for all your PBNs and money sites? Yes, most of them at least. Almost all of them. I'm going to check for a penalty with Webmaster Tools. Do you recommend I delete the website from Webmaster Tools account if it didn't receive a penalty in a week or so? I mean, I only use 1 site per account, so you can delete it or just leave it and not use it anymore. It's up to you. All right, my money site has dropped in the search engines. The site is 1.5 years old. You take a look at it. I have a penalty site linking to it. that I've disavowed. Yeah, any type of like thing like this is always hard to analyze because I don't know when certain links were done, and there are going to be so many reasons for a drop like that. I don't know what keyword it dropped for. I don't know if all keywords dropped. Yeah, I mean, I would need more information. I don't see anything that jumps out at me. I would need to know more information, like the whole site dropped, certain keywords dropped, when recent links were done, how long ago, with the anchor text. Are you hiding any links? Stuff like that I would need to know. And even then, I mean, you can't always figure out why something dropped. You can just kind of keep trying to build relevant links and try to get it back up. Excited about your new series you were talking about. Do you know when it will be released and where I will find it? We're looking for probably late 2016, early 2017, Stephen. And no, it wouldn't just be a Wednesday night. It would be probably like a 6-month series where maybe one video would get released a week, kind of like Cotton does. And then I would ask questions. I would do these webinars, answer questions on that specifically, then take open questions. But I would start with stuff like, actually I have the outline right here. So here was my outline for right now. Picking a domain, so it depends on, if it's affiliate, local, picking a brand, the size of the site. These are all things you need to consider. Then I'd, of course, go into detail with that. Next one would be hosting. Considering your future of linking with PBNs, trying to separate money sites from PBNs, all that type of stuff. The third one will be just setting up a site, basic, DNS, cPanel, basic WordPress, all of that. Fourth one would be on plugins, so pretty basic so far. Fifth one on add-on domains, just explaining like footprint warnings. So the first 5 are kind of basic. Picking a domain actually can get a little complicated. That's a little more. That might be like the 5th one. So the first 4 would be pretty basic, and then I would go into different SEO for different projects. So I'd explain the general concepts. SEO for sniper affiliate sites, SEO for larger affiliate sites, SEO for smaller local sites, SEO for larger competition local sites, SEO for a brand, reverse sink or swim affiliate versus local, anchor text affiliate versus local, tricks for affiliate and essentially local, but more tricks for affiliate. Now I would end it with the stealing links, which we can go into how to steal links and the best links to steal and all that type of stuff. Let's say you send 6, and then of course after the 15 video series, I would do each week. I would reveal an affiliate site, like a basic affiliate site, nothing big, just because people, I've revealed affiliate sites making 30, 40 grand a month, obviously in the KLKS days, and they ended up going down. Who knows if it was for people reporting them or other stuff, but. So we're going to stick to kind of smaller, simpler ones, keep it basic for now, and then maybe we'll ramp it up. Like I said, maybe I'll reveal a big one at the end. We'll see. Let's say you send 6 PBN links to a money site every 2 or 3 days for about 2 weeks. Do you pause the linking for a while and wait to see the effect? Sometimes I do, Joe, or I'll just slow down the linking like a lot. Like I'll wait a week, week and a half, 2 weeks, and send another link. Wait a week, week and a half, 2 links, send another link. It depends on where the site is, how much return it can bring me. So, like for this big project that I'm working on now, the bigger affiliate site, I'm not stopping linking. I'm not doing that pause. I'm going to keep linking. I'm going to keep going. I'm stealing competitor links. I'm doing that. Working in PBNs. I'm doing, forum posting. Like I'm working everything, and I'm keeping it moving. Like I'm not stopping. Whereas, a smaller sniper affiliate site, I might send, like you said, every 2 or 3 days, I might send a link for about 2 weeks, and then I'll wait a couple weeks and just see what happens, and then maybe send another one. Then maybe I'll wait another couple weeks, even a month, to see what happens, because those smaller affiliate, like the sniper sites, it's not as big of a return. They might make a couple hundred a month, few hundred a month. You know what I mean? So it really depends on like the risk and reward. The more reward there is, the more I'm going to keep linking and just kind of keep going. What are your thoughts on using reseller hosting accounts? I heard it mentioned by coaches in 2015 Webbies. Nothing wrong with it. Just using them the same way as you use the other. What I have, Greg, is a couple of long-tail inner pages like Cotton does for different cities doing SEO. I was wondering what would be the most effective in terms of social. Also, could I use a PBN pointing to one of my social sites, power up anything coming from that particular social site, meaning my branded site? Yeah, I mean, you can definitely use PBNs to power up your socials, which, of course, if your socials are linking you, that's going to help power up your site. I think that's what you're asking me, Larry. I mean, that's kind of what we did with the Iowa City SEO series, which I believe is still number one. I haven't checked that site in forever. Which is still we got number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5 still. So we still got top 5 spots. And then number 10 down here. I don't know if we're still ranking for Iowa SEO or not. Yeah, it's still number 1 for Iowa SEO. So we actually have the top 4 spots for Iowa SEO as well. Of course, that's all in that 2015 series. But of course, as I explained, as we've been talking about the last few months, reverse sink or swim came into effect tremendously here. I mean, you got the YouTube video with Iowa City SEO in it, and Iowa SEO typically right here, linking back to here. Our Facebook, as you can see down there, has Iowa City SEO in it. So it has keywords in domain linking back to this site. That's relevance. Our Yelp has Iowa City SEO in it. Again, linking back to our website. So we got all these links, even though they're no file, it doesn't matter, it's relevance. We got all these links with keyword in the domain or in inner pages in title linking back to our money site, and that's creating relevance for those keywords. So again, that's kind of, reverse sink or swim in action. Because we actually weren't even ranking this well for Iowa SEO like 6 months ago, from what I believe. I think we had the top spot, and then maybe like number 4, number 7. But as you can see, this stuff's getting more important. The keyword in domain, title, inner URL is getting more important, like the links that you're getting. I have a potential client, and I'm not sure what to do about their website. The domain is shoppingbags.com. It seems like their footer is packed with categories. Their shop is like an entirely different domain altogether on a subpage somehow. And their anchor text is so, despite ranking for a few terms. Oh, so-so. Despite ranking for a few terms related to their niche. Or if you could give it a quick glance and tell me your thoughts on the shop on-page situation. Keywords will be something like shopping bags, luxury, custom shopping bags, etc. Shoppingbags.com. Good domain name, that's for sure. You definitely got a nice EMD there. You got a decent amount of links. they're number 11 here. They're number 9 for custom shopping bags. So for on page, I'd probably go look at the other sites on the first page and see, do they have more content? How much do they have the keywords on the site and all that, like percentage? I mean, at first glance, I don't see anything wrong here. They might just need to build some more. I mean, shopping bags is a big term, and they're number 11 for it. So if it were me, what I would do is, I would probably start building more keyword anchor text because they have like shopping bag and stuff a lot in their anchor text, which is good, but they don't really have like keyword anchor text that much. Like for example, shopping bags, they got 6 and only 3 are do follow. I mean, that's supposed to be their brand name, so they can actually hit that exact keyword a lot more, especially with the amount of links they have. And then stuff like, again, like custom shopping bags, they don't even have that much. They got it here, which is their title, as part of their title. They only have 6 do follow for that, and that's like a longer version. So, I mean, they can really start hitting like their brand name, which is shopping bags more. I would even work in more URL links, like more branded. And I would also analyze the sites on the first page and see where you can start stealing relevant links. So, I mean, that's where I would start with this client. Their on page looks fine at first glance to me. It's probably not a problem there. They probably just need more links. Because if you go to the first page, let's go like shopping bags. Now remember, we had what do we have? They got 141 referring domains live. Okay. Let's see what the people at number 1. Well, they got an inner page ranking, so we can see. I'm sure this home page is powered up, and then the inner page probably has a good amount of links too. We can go see. Anytime an inner page is ranking, you always got to analyze that inner page and the actual domain it's on. All right, so this inner page has 15 live links, but I'm sure that. Let's see what their anchor text is actually before I look. So, okay, see how they have more keyword type anchor text? So they have like shorter anchor text, there's just more keyword type stuff in there, retail bags, plastic bags, shopping bags, merchandise bags, shorter anchor text, and I can guarantee you this site is just powered up. So I'm sure there's a lot of links going to this home page, which also could have to do with shopping, which helps power the whole site for shopping type stuff. I mean, the site's name, store, supply. And as you can see, they have 765 links going to the home page, which also probably has to do something with shopping, which helps their shopping bag. So store supply, I mean, that kind of goes with shopping bags, retail store supplies, shopping bags. Google makes that distinction. They know this is in the same category. So that's why that inner page is able to rank with so many less links. They powered up the main site. And this is also why when people are going after many terms for inner pages, like, for example, if you're building an SEO site like Cotton's, and you're going after like 100 different locations, power up the home site for general SEO type terms, SEO company, search engine optimization, stuff like that. That themes your whole site. And then you can start doing stuff like this where you create an inner page. It's already themed for shopping bags in this case, or, general shopping type stuff, store supplies. And then that inner page will take a whole lot less links to rank. All right. So let's look at, I want to see one that has a home page. Okay, so let's look at these guys, because they kind of like have a site like us where they're ranking the, now we showed up on page 1 for shopping bags down at the bottom. So we're actually pretty close. They need more exact match anchor, and you can also build more branded. So these guys got actually less links than us. Let's take a look at their anchor. And look how much more keyword anchor text they have. So let's bring these up side by side. I mean, that's the difference between these two sites, is the anchor text. So we don't actually have that many more. I think we have about 50 more referring domains in them live. Again, just look at this difference. There's just not much. Now, the keywords they do have is more stuff that's like not really shopping bag related, the shorter ones. Whereas these guys, I mean, discount shopping bags, which is their brand name also, they have 21 do file links. We have nothing like that for those short, the important keywords. I mean, we only have 3 for shopping bags. That could be a lot higher. Let's look at their other one. They got discount wholesale shopping bags, another 6 there, referring domains. Discount shopping bags with the .com, homepage discount shopping bag. So they have a lot more like shorter type anchor text, which is just doing them more. Paper shopping bags. All right, so I mean that's the difference there. Even though they have less links, their anchor text is more. It's more keyword related. All right, I'm just interested if they're ranking number 1 for discount shopping bags. I'm sure they're up there. I don't know if they're number 1, but I bet you they're up in the top 3, and they are. They're number 1 because they've tricked Google into thinking that their brand is discount shopping bags. And that's you could do that with any EMD where you can trick Google into thinking you're a brand. Google thinks they are a brand called discount shopping bags. Google doesn't know that that's a money term. Google think that's their brand because that is their money site name. They have a lot of anchor text like that. And then they also mix it in, discount wholesale shopping bags, a lot of URL links, discountshoppingbags.com, homepage discount shopping bags. Again, if you go look at like Best Buy, they kind of do the same thing with their brand. I mean, with their brand name. And so you can kind of trick Google into thinking you're a brand by doing this type of stuff. For example, Best Buy has like homepage Best Buy, Best Buy homepage, computers Best Buy, bestbuy.com, stuff like that. So they're doing stuff very similar to what a brand would do. You can see the same thing here. I scroll down, like Best Buy's website, they had discount shopping homepage. Let's see. So Best Buy dash, expert service. Same exact thing. They did the same exact thing up here. Look, Best Buy, bestSpaceBuy.com. Where was it? Right here. Discountshoppingbags.com with the spaces in between. Okay. So very similar stuff to a site like Best Buy's doing, tricking Google into thinking that they're a brand, that Discount Shopping Bags is their brand name. Remember, guys, it's an algorithm. It's a computer. They're reading what you give them. If you set up anchor text similar to what real brands do, Google's going to think whatever your EMD is a brand. And that's why, I teach to do stuff like this right here and where you got Best Buy's website, Best Buy dash services, Best Buy dash buy a computer here, this type of stuff. That's how you get Google into thinking you're a brand, where you mention your EMD with other keywords, all right? All right, someone has negative SEO to my site with do file and no file links with both brand and keyword anchor. How do I approach this? Do I just disavow all of them? It depends on where you're currently ranking and what the links have done to your site. Now, if you're on the first page, I wouldn't even worry about it. And then if you're not on the first page, it depends on how many links you already had and so much more stuff. So it depends on what situation you're in already. Is it wise to double dip with PBNs, not only to getting a PBN with a good score, but then also to build keyword-rich URLs in the PBN to point to the money site along with a link on the home page of the PBN to the national money site? All right, so one thing I'll do, Stephen, and I haven't even ever told anyone this, but I'll reveal on this webinar. Again, these webinars, I'll always drop little tricks like this. Don't even talk about these. These are for people that come to the webinars. But what I'll do is sometimes I'll set up, a PBN I'll put kind of like generic content on the home page. So let's go to one of my example PBNs. All right, this one here. All right, so I have this PBN set up here now. I'll put up like kind of generic content, and this one's on federal immigration, right? So say if it was something on health, I'd put up a general health article, and then if I'm trying to rank something for, P90X versus insanity, okay, that was an old video I did a long time ago. What I'll do is I'll mention P90X, insanity, P90X versus insanity on the home page, right? I'll link out from the home page to the inner page where I'll then put up an inner page that has my keywords in it, and that's where I link out to my money site. So what Google does is, they'll come to the home page, they'll read the article, they'll find your link to your inner page. So right here, for example, I would have, my page on P90X versus insanity. They would be able to click it. It would take them to the inner page, which would be called, like P90X versus insanity, where I would then have an article on P90X versus insanity, and I would link over to my affiliate site on P90X versus insanity. Google reads this, they see the keywords in the title, and it kind of gets some more power because you're linking to it from your home page. You know what I mean? It kind of passes that power on. So that's one thing that I'll mix in with my affiliate site. Sometimes is I'll create actual pages on my site, not posts. I'll link to that page from the post with keyword anchor text, kind of prepping up that page even more with keyword anchor text from my own site, and then I'll link from that page over to my affiliate site because it has that kind of reverse sink or swim mixed in. So that is one thing I'll do. Can you give us a list of all the hosts we can use? Again, you just I don't want to give a list just because then everyone's using the same exact host. But I gave someone earlier in the webinar, and you can always just type in list of hosting companies in Google, and you can find them pretty easy. If I put four PBNs on one host, would there be a problem in terms of them all being on the same IP? They would all be on the same IP. You just use them for different money sites, link to different money sites. Can a branded link be the business name, or does it have to be the domain name? Yes, it can be the business name, absolutely. For example, my URL is wholehousecc.com, but the business name is Whole House Carpet Cleaning. Would anchors using the business name over-optimize me for the keyword carpet clean? No, you should be fine with that, Tony, although I would still do it naturally. Like I wouldn't hit it, just don't hit it too much too early. Don't do too much of the same anchor text too early. That's just, not saying it will penalize you, but I just do it to be safe. But no, typically you shouldn't have problems with that. All right. I didn't ask my question clearly before. Can I rank a do-it-yourself site like a Wix or a website that is not WordPress site, or should I recommend that they switch to WordPress? Yeah, absolutely, Terry. I mean, you can rank that type of stuff as long as the on page is there. It's the same stuff. It doesn't matter what it's on, as long as you have your keywords in the right places, like in your title and on your page or in your URL or whatever the case. It doesn't matter what you're using, as long as you can get the keywords on there and then get links to it, then that's what matters. How do you disavow links? What exactly do you do? You set it up in Google Webmaster Tool. Is it Webmaster Tools? Yeah, I think it's Webmaster Tools. And then there's a section where you can disavow. I mean, I rarely use it. I wouldn't even worry about it if you don't know how to do it. I'm checking out competition for SEO Birmingham on Ahrefs and looking at the backlinks. Some of the links I'm going to take are directories. Yes, you can steal those directories. However, a lot of links do not have Birmingham in the URL, so can you advise what ones I should take? There are a lot of URLs with SEO and how to improve SEO. Is that relevant enough? Yes, it's relevant enough. I mean, it's mentioning SEO. That's relevant enough. Again, just don't do too many at once. Even if a competitor has 50, you find 50 directories, I wouldn't all do all 50 at once. You would find 5 of the most relevant ones and start with them. Then get a few other type of links. And then, maybe you can go back to directories later on. Not saying that getting all 50 at once would penalize you, but I just like to kind of mix it up and stay more natural, as a just in case. When I check competition analyzer on OMG Command Center, it says that some websites don't show their backlinks. Is there another way to check them? You can check with other aggregators, but sometimes people just block links and stuff like that. So, how do you rank YouTube videos? Do you send PBNs with anchor text links or the same you do? Yeah, same way, Joe. Same way. View count on my YouTube video decreased overnight from 3,200 to 1,700. Any thoughts on recovering view count? Most of them are purchased on Fiverr. I wouldn't worry about view count, Victor. That's not a stat that I would worry about. And I also wouldn't purchase views on Fiverr. I have 10 PBNs pointing to a my site, and they have been pointing to this my site for over 1 month now. So far, none of the PBNs are linking to the my site in Ahrefs. If I create a Google Search Console account for each PBN, should I go as far as using a different VPN assigned to each Google Search Console, matching the VPN to the city and the state of the whois info for each PBN domain? I wouldn't even worry about any of that if I were you, Steven. I don't worry about if my links come up in Ahrefs or not. If my sites are passing the penalty check, then I don't worry about anything else. That's it. I put up the link and I don't even worry. I don't care where it shows up, where it doesn't. If the site is passing the penalty check and you're linking out, Google's finding that link. Is there anything to something I read that said a H3 tag is more important than an H2 tag? No, I wouldn't believe that, Danny. I wouldn't believe that. Unless someone has like a detailed proof in that report, not just like one or two cases. People do that all the time. Where they'll make a change like that, and they're like, "Oh, I found out a big secret. The H3 tag will get you so much more credit than the H2 tag." It's based off like one thing. Maybe they were, Google was seeing them as kind of over optimized, and that H3 just helped put them under the optimization just enough to go up. So in certain cases, is there cases where an H3 tag might do more for you than an H2? Maybe, depending on the rest of your optimization. But to say that an H3 tag is more important, I would definitely not believe that. You know what I mean? Like people go off they'll create like one experiment, they'll go off one result, and then they'll kind of go with those results. Where you really need like a ton to go off that data because there's so much other stuff that goes into it. No problem, Daph. When linking from a PBN to a my site, can you link to the home page and an inner page in the same PBN article? Absolutely. 100% you can do that, Bruce. Do it all the time. I'm converting an HTML site to WordPress. It has 50, and just so you guys know, I usually I limit that to 3. I've seen competitors who have linked out to like 20 pages of their site from the same location, and they crush it. It's actually affiliates that are crushing it. So although I limit it, I mean, Google does, depending on how many other links you have, how trusted you are and all that, you can go way over 3. I wouldn't do it often, but I mean, people are doing it and getting away with it with a lot more. So just keep that in mind. I mean, just be careful pushing the limits because when you get penalized, it's hard to recover. I'm converting an HTML site to WordPress. It has 55 pages and a few inner pages ranking on page 1. In the process of conversion, a few inner URLs will get changed. If I redirect each inner URL to the corresponding new one, will that affect rankings? If it will, what best can I do? If the inner URLs are the same as far as keywords go, it shouldn't affect it too much, maybe a spot or two. But if the inner URLs are like, if, for example, if you're going from like, site.com/ losing weight for women, right? And then you go, the new URL is site.com/ lose weight. That's gonna give you completely different rankings for stuff like losing weight for women because you don't have for women in your URL. Or even if you're going from like that to like like just some random inner URL. Obviously, this is you wouldn't do that, but I'm just kind of making a point here. These would be absolutely completely different rankings. You know what I mean? So as long as the redirect is the same inner URL, then you shouldn't lose more than a couple spots. It might take a little bit for it to kick in. Sometimes it takes longer than ours. Usually it takes about a week, I've seen, to kick in. then you should have about the same rankings. Awesome, Michael. Glad you like that one. Is it better to link out from a post or pages? It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Again, I will use that page trick though, where I create keyword relevant pages, and then I'll link to it from my home page from a post. And the other thing about what I was talking about, guys, if you create an inner page. So again, we'll do a different example because there's only a couple questions left, so we might as well. For example, I might do like this to site right here. Actually, maybe if I'm doing an immigration lawyer. Okay, so if I'm doing a link for an immigration lawyer, I'm talking about federal immigration here. Maybe I'm linking to a Los Angeles immigration lawyer. So if I mention Los Angeles, maybe I'll link to a page that's called, Los. Actually, what I would do probably is with local, I don't like doing like exact. And this is another reason I want to talk about this new series. I'll probably just do like immigration lawyers, right? Like a page called immigration lawyers. And then what I would do is maybe mention Los Angeles in here, such as somewhere like naturally. And with Los Angeles, I would link out to this immigration lawyers. That way, this page is getting credit for immigration lawyers in the URL. And then it's kind of getting some credit for Los Angeles because I'm linking to it from my home page, to this page from my home page. I think Google's saying, this page has something to do with Los Angeles, has something to do with immigration lawyers. And then from this page, I'm going to link out to my immigration lawyer client in Los Angeles. Depending on what their anchor text is, I might use branded. I might use partial branded, partial keyword. It really depends on their current anchor text breakdown. But I usually don't hit exact match anchors with local anymore until later on, until I have to. So it really would depend. And again, this is why I need to do this series. It would depend on the name of their brand, the current links they have, if they have keywords in their domain or not. All that type of stuff would depend on what my anchor text would be. But again, this is another case where I could link out to, I would create a general article here. I might mention Los Angeles or even immigration lawyers. You could do, or lawyers, anything like that that's related to what this page is linking out to. Now just link to that page from this post right here, which is on my home page. So I'm actually on my home page here. Then that page, of course, would go over to /immigration lawyers. And then when they get to this actual page, which I obviously don't have created, that would link out to my immigration lawyer client. And then Google would read the link. They would find it easier because you would have a link on your home page where all the power is. You'd be passing on some of that power to the inner page, which is up here, which has your keywords in it, which can be keyword optimized in the title, which you then link over to your lawyer client. All right. And again, please don't talk about this type of stuff in the group. This is for people that come to. If you come to the webinars, keep it between you guys who get this. If you have questions on this stuff, ask it in the sessions or Facebook message me. If people aren't coming, maybe they shouldn't know about it. You know what I mean? You guys let you guys benefit for coming to the sessions. So I have a few different money sites that are all identified with me, and then NAP and social properties, Google Plus, etc. Is it okay to send them links from the same PBN if they're on different hosting accounts? I'm not sure about that one, Ben. I don't know if I've ever played with that. I don't know how Google would tie that together, so I'm not positive. And I think it would depend on how you're tied together with that and all of that. And also probably like the current trust they have. So I would probably need to know to make a better guess. And again, it would only be a guess based off stuff I've seen, exactly how it's tied together. I mean, to be careful, I'd probably not do it. Just kind of based off what I'm seeing, but I would need to know more to make a better guess. So if I create anchor text with City SEO / New York City SEO agency, is that using too much or okay? It depends on your current anchor text breakdown, Elizabeth. Usually a lot of like longer tail anchor text, you can get away with that type of stuff because it's, Google's saying, if they're using, if this is your anchor text right here, City SEO - New York City SEO agency, I mean, that's kind of like who would do that that's kind of trying to rank for something? They know that a lot of people that try to rank do like City SEO. That's it. Like they just short keyword anchor text because that's what really works for the most part. But so yeah, this longer stuff can actually be fine because again, Google doesn't look at that like you're trying to rank. It's not like you're trying to rank for City SEO - New York City SEO agency. You know what I mean? So I mean, I wouldn't do that like all the time, but working in that type of stuff can be absolutely fine. Let's see if there's any final questions. All right, cool. So we got one last page here of questions, then we'll get rolling. You are welcome, Claudia. Glad you enjoyed it. Sorry about my previous questions not being clear enough. Of the 10 PBNs that I had pointing to the money site, only 2 of those PBNs are showing up in Google results. And the updates I made on these PBNs are still not showing up yet. The remaining 8 PBNs are not showing up at all in Google results when I search for the domain name. So I want to know if I should tell Google to index them by using the Search Console. All my PBNs have a trust level of over 20 or 20 IPs, no duplicates, and a CF of 20 or lower. I mean, I don't usually link out until they are showing, Stephen. So, yeah, I mean, updates can take. I wouldn't worry about those two because I mean, indexing is just taking forever now, so I wouldn't worry about that. But for those 8, I mean, I always wait until they're showing up to link out. I wait till they pass the penalty check, then I link out from them. In terms of EMD, is it just that Google sees this brand in your domain, and when they crawl your site, they want to make sure you have a lot of variability to avoid over-optimization? Does Google look at over-optimization as spamming? I mean, as far as the EMDs, I mean, if I were Google, what I would do is look at real brands, like, we went through Best Buy earlier, and see, what do real brands do? They mention their EMD a lot, but they do it in different ways. You know what I mean? EMD doesn't just do Best Buy, Best Buy, Best Buy, Best Buy, Best Buy. They'll do Best Buy, BestBuy.com, Best Buy with a space, Best Buy in a URL, Best Buy's website, Best Buy services, Best Buy online, Best Buy Holiday Gift Center. So real brands mention their brand with a lot of other stuff. They'll mention their brand alone, but also with a lot of other stuff. So, I mean, if I were Google, what would I do? I would base my algorithm off what are real brands looking like. If other EMDs do that, then, I mean, they can create an algorithm around that. For example, if you create an EMD and you just do all this, are you going to rank? Probably not. I mean, you might, depending on competition and all that, but if you set it up the way that a real brand's doing, you're going to get treated as a brand. Google's going to think you're a brand. Remember, it's a computer. The algorithm can't think and say, well, discount shopping bags, that's not a brand type name. All they can do is read your anchor text, read your data, and go off that. If you can trick them into thinking you're a brand, you can rank any EMD for anything you want. I mean, you can rank any EMD as if it's a brand. You can trick Google into thinking any EMD is a brand as long as you set it up, the way that a brand is kind of set up, naturally set up, because that's kind of what the algorithm looks for. All right, cool. So it looks like all the questions are answered. Thanks for coming out, guys. I will get this recording over to David, and then we will have another one next week, of course. All right, and I'll start working on that new series. Maybe we get out before 2017. I'll talk to David about it, and we'll see what happens. But the affiliate sites are going to take me a few months at least to work on, so those wouldn't be revealed probably until 2017, but I'll be working on that as well. All right, guys, thanks for coming out again. I'll see you all next session.